Hey YouTube, Joel here, aka One Flying Solo, and today I wanted to give you some beginner running tips and kind of share some of my experience I've had. So I've been running off and on for a few years now, but I didn't really start consistently running until um, about a year and a half ago now. And I run about 4 to 5 days per week, usually anywhere from um, at the beginning it was like 16 miles per week. Now I'm up to the most I've run is 35 or 36 miles per week. So I just wanted to share a few things I've learned. If you read a little bit about running, most experts will tell you to start slow and build incrementally. And I really have found that to be the case with me. If when you're, especially in the beginning, you get really excited and you're really motivated and you want to just keep on running, but you greatly increase your risk of injury when you do that. So I definitely suggest follow that 10% rule. That gets suggested very often. And the 10% rule is just only increase your mileage by 10% a week. And it sounds like very little, like especially in the beginning. Like, so say you're only running, maybe you're running just 2 or 3 miles per week, right? So 10% isn't much at the beginning, right? So if you're running 3 miles, then that's only 3.3 miles that you're running the next week. So, but trust me, it becomes very important, especially the more miles you pile on. It becomes very important for reducing injury risk. Because I'd much rather slowly build than to be out for 2 or 3 weeks because my legs and my shins hurt so bad I can't run anymore, right? So just keep that in mind. So build slowly, and then the other thing is really just be consistent. It's really hard to establish any new habit, but once you establish the habit, it becomes incorporated into your routine, incorporated into your lifestyle. So like for me, again, I love running. It's there's an entirely different set of advice if you really dislike what you're doing. There's like that whole David Goggins thing where I'm just gonna suck it up and have all this grit and determination. That's, to me, that's like, if I really would rather not be doing it, then I have to use this forceful, angry kind of thing to just get through it. But for me, I enjoy running. I really do truly enjoy it. And I look forward to that every day. I look forward to my running session. So if you can get to the place where you truly enjoy it, then you're more likely to do it. And a lot of times what would happen to me in the beginning, especially, is I would find myself running hard and I'd find myself thinking, man, this is really uncomfortable. I really don't like this. This really sucks. I really want to stop. And then instead of stopping, I just told myself, you know what? Instead of stopping, why don't you just slow down a little bit? And then it worked for me. I just slowed down, and I stayed consistent. 4 to 5 times per week. For you, it could be as little as 2 to 3 times per week. Whatever your ideal is. And that brings me to my next thing. Don't compare yourself to other runners. Especially, there's always going to be someone faster than you, and there's always going to be somebody slower than you. Almost always. So don't get caught in that comparison trap. Just get out there and run. And I would even go so far as to say, even if you can't run, or even if you can only run for a few minutes, just sign yourself up for a 5K and run, until you're exhausted or until you're tired, or to run within your ability, and walk the rest of the way. And, don't get caught up in, there's a lot of naysayers. We know how toxic social media can be. And there's a lot of naysayers, and they'll post stuff like, oh, well, you shouldn't even be participating if you can't run a 6-minute mile. You know what? Screw those people. I say, this is great for your health. Everybody has different reasons for running too. Not everybody wants to run to be faster. Now that's great. If you want to run to get faster, if your goal is to be a competitive athlete, that's great. However, there are a lot of other people, myself included, who we run for entirely different reasons. For me, I run because it calms my mind and it's a stress reliever, and it's meditative for me. It's kind of like you have like I like to call it, it's like meditation in motion, So, find the reason why you want to run, and, don't worry about what everybody else is doing. Just worry about yourself, and you'll have a good time. And, I think it's great. Just the fact that you can run at all, I think you're doing better than, 2/3 of those who aren't exercising at all. And, given the huge, almost like crisis levels we have of obesity, like in here in the U.S. or even in like parts of Western Europe, even over in China now, it's obesity is becoming a huge problem. So I think that anybody who's putting the effort out there to get out there and exercise regularly, I think they should be commended. I think you should be proud of yourself. So don't feel bad. I say, now what I will say is, just one caveat is, you just, a really long distance, like a marathon distance, you do need quite a bit of training to lead up to that. Like I'm been training leading up to my first marathon. And I've been training for the past 4 months now, building mileage. So it does take some time. I mean, I'm not saying that you don't have to train specifically for long distances to complete them. But again, with the whole injury risk thing, I would just caution you, you do need, the thing is your ligaments, your bones, your legs, your feet, all those parts of your body, they take a really long time to adapt to all that impact, stress of running. So you probably should build up slowly, especially for the longer distances. But as far as like the speed goes, like don't let anybody make you feel bad for going slow. Because look, I said I've been running for a year, almost a year and a half now consistently. I started off, 10 minutes per mile. So now, a year and change later, I'm down to 8 minutes, 15 seconds per mile, which, a lot of people would still say is pretty slow. But hey, again, I'm not comparing myself to anybody. I'm comparing myself to where I was last year. And compared to me last year, that's pretty good. So just, I'd say just be consistent, up your mileage slowly, and don't be afraid to walk. If you get tired, just walk it out to the end and feel proud that you finished a goal that you set, beyond that, I hope I was able to help somebody with a little bit of running advice. Like or leave a comment. See you next time.